Hi, everybody. So if you just joined me, I was just finishing up Tabata step, and now we're going to just do a nice, relaxing stretch. You can use this workout, this stretch class after a workout. You can use it on its own as just a nice kind of chill any time of day. So just have a nice, clear space. You can do this with sneakers on. I just have my socks on. So we're just going to breathe and relax. All right. We're going to start standing and work our way down. All right. So I'm looking for this to be about 20 minutes. And I just want to make sure we're live. Yes, we are live. Okay, awesome. That has happened to me where I have not hit the live button and I taught a whole class and I thought I was live. All right. So we're just going to start with our feet about hip distance apart. If you're not sure where that is, you can take your heels together out into that little V and then pick up your heels and align them with your toes. And that's about hip distance. So I just want you to sway side to side and just really feel the earth, feel the ground beneath you. Let your arms relax. And think about reaching up to the crown of the head nice and long here. So not holding any tension in our joints, just really thinking about lengthening up through the muscles and having a nice neutral pelvis. So if you're not sure what that is, a quick way we're going to address that here. So hands on your hips, and we're just going to begin to rock that pelvis forward and back. Now this is a nice kind of warm up too, because it kind of gets you in touch with how your back is feeling today. So tilting and then extending. So thinking about tilting forward as point A, or doing a little pelvic tilt, and then back, which is point C, and then coming to that point B, that neutral place where you can just feel nice and strong. Now, I know this is a stretch class, but this is very Pilates-esque because I do believe in adding Pilates to all my workouts, whether it's a HIIT workout or a stretch workout. So we're just going to breathe. And you can either place your hands on one hand on the rib, one hand on the lower abdomen, and just breathe. A little deeper, filling up the rib cage, a little bit more diaphragmatic. You can close your eyes here if that's appropriate. And keeping a nice little engagement in the core, like a little bracing, something that you can hold without holding your breath. And you can let those arms relax and just start to roll those shoulders as we think about that nice long posture. And then let the shoulders roll back and down. And then think about your head. Are you holding your head forward? Are you jutting the chin forward? Just try to open up the chest. Again, keeping that alignment. Feeling very grounded into the floor, and then reach to the crown of the head. Nice. And let's just bring our right ear to our right shoulder and left ear to left shoulder. So some of the movements will be more mobility, and then we'll hold the stretch. And I encourage you, when you stretch, to prepare the body and mind as well. Go into a phase one, if you will, of a stretch. And then as you breathe, go a little deeper. So let's hold one side. And just breathe here and notice if you can get a little further into it. You can also take your hand on your head to help it. Just feel that nice stretch. You can reposition the hand on your head so you can go down a little bit. Notice your breathing. Let's go to the other side. Notice if this side feels tighter. You can bring that hand up. Just press this opposite shoulder down. Again, changing the position of where your head is going. You might feel that stretch in a different spot. And bring it back up to center. Roll those shoulders again. See if you can bring, hi Jenny, if you can bring those fingertips on the shoulders and create a nice big circle. Just opening up the chest, and then hold the arms down at your side and bring one arm up and over. And then the other, keeping it more of a flow. And then let's just hold this one. Getting that nice side stretch. Stretching right here, right up the side. Breathe into it, lift up, and other side. So we're not holding the stretches too long, but they're long enough that you can feel that release. And come back to center, roll those shoulders back. We'll hold them a little bit longer as we go. Nice. And then we're going to hold the arms to the side, bend the knees a little bit, and go to a nice cat and cow standing. And again, I really believe, mobility first, and then that stretch can come. Just feels good on your joints here. Mobility increases the blood flow to your joints and your muscles. And bring the arms back and lace the fingertips and just pull the shoulders back and down. Feel a nice stretch through the front of the shoulder. Still in alignment here, so you're not leaning back, just having that connection to your core. To make this a little harder, bring the hands together. And you continue, bring your chin to your chest. Just notice how the body feels. And release. Nice. We're going to lace the fingertips. We're going to release the upper back. So we're going to just bend the knees a little bit and create a C shape with our spine. This is great for the wrists too as you push through. You want to make sure that you have space between your shoulder and your ear. So you don't want to be up here. So lower the arms a little bit. You can bend the knees. If it's more comfortable, maybe you're here. Again, shoulders down. Bring the arms up. Inhale and exhale. Just roll those shoulders. And it's a simple thing, rolling the shoulders, but we're creating space. We're creating a little stretch in the front of the chest and in the shoulder. So don't underestimate a good shoulder roll. If you're sitting at your desk and go the other way, notice how the body feels going in each direction. Nice. Beautiful. Last one. Nice. Let's open up those feet a little wider and bring it to one side and then the other. Again, keeping it to a little bit of a flow. I do this in yoga a lot. I'll do like a yoga flow and then we hold the posture a little bit. So that mobility and stretching, they kind of go hand in hand. The mobility that you do will help all your strength exercises. You'll be able to maybe reach further, have a better range of motion in all your exercises. Let's go back to this side, and now we're going to quarter turn, face this way, bring our hands down. Now, if you don't like this runner stretch position, you can bring your knee down. And you can be right here. But otherwise, if you feel good here, keep that knee over your heel. We're going to bring one hand down and open the chest. And we're going to roll that shoulder back. Back leg is straight. You're getting a nice calf stretch there and a stretch for the foot. Hold. You can also wrap that hand around the low back. Opening the chest. If you're more comfortable, hold it here. Breathe into that deeper stretch. And then bring that hand down. Lower the back knee. We're going to come into a little hip flexor stretch. So you're just going to keep that half kneeling position and just bring your hands to above the knee. See how that feels in that hip flexor. You can also make sure you have something cushy under this back knee if it's bothering you. If you want to take it a little further, you're going to take that same arm of the leg behind and reach it up and over. Again, you can really come forward here, making sure that this heel is down. So See if you can find a little more space. If you need to, come back, take another deep breath, and then go back into it. Come on back. Nice. Bring the hands down, and we're going to go to a little hamstring stretch. So with that back knee down, hands on the either side of that leg, and bring the chest down. You can also reach for the toe. We're going to take this a little deeper. We're going to go to pyramid pose. But if you want to stay right here, you can. We're going to go to pyramid. So you're going to walk your hands out a little bit, curl the back toe under, come up and walk this foot in. So my feet are offset, both toes facing the same direction, and I'm going to fold over this front leg. And notice if you're pressing out. So you want to keep the energy of the body in. Again, if you don't like this stretch, you can go here with the hands above the knee into a more traditional hamstring stretch. You can gently pull in. See how you feel. I'm going to give you a little time here. I'm going to go out of it a little bit, exhale, and go a little deeper. Now my knees may look straight, but they're not locked. Good job. Walk those hands out. Come back to your knees now. Before we go to the other side, we're going to do a little back release here. So you're going to take the knees right under the hips, hands under your shoulders, and we're going to round up. Cat stretch, and then extend the spine into cow. Shoulders down. I just take a neutral gaze forward and go back and forth here. We did this standing. This is just a way to deepen it. And then go back to that neutral where you have that point B. Nice. Now walk those hands out and sit the hips back into a child's pose. You can have your knees a little wider here if you like. To go a little deeper, rest your forehead down gently. From here, walk your hands over to one side and stack. So I have my hands to the right. I'm going to take my left palm over the right. Feeling that nice stretch up the side of the body. Breathe into it. Allow yourself to settle into it. If you need to come in and out of it, you can just do that. And then walk it over to the other side. Now, if you need a little break, come on up, then go back, and then walk it over. And then you're going to stack the other hand over. And I want you to just not force anything. So you don't want to feel like, oh, I'm holding my breath just to keep this stretch. You want to ease into it. So that's why I want to give you enough time to really lengthen and find that in and out. Maybe you want to come in and out of it again. Go ahead and walk your hands back to center and come up to all fours again. Let's do that little back release, that cat and cow. Now, if your hands bother you in this position, you can do a few different things. You can put your hands on yoga blocks or maybe hold on to a dumbbell on each side. I like to spread my fingertips and create a little space in between my palm and the floor. That way I don't put so much pressure on my wrists. Nice. Come back to that neutral. You can shake those hips a little bit, circle them around. It usually feels really nice. Good. Before we go to the other side, we're going to go down into either like a modified upward facing dog or cobra. So you can bring it all the way down. Spread your hips apart, your feet apart a little bit. Feet are going to stay down for this one. And you're going to just bring your arms out a little bit for a little back extension. And come down. So if your elbows are in a little more, that's going to be a little harder. So I want you to think about reaching to the crown of the head and coming up and down, creating this nice extension. Now, if it feels good, I just got a cramp in my foot. If it feels good, come all the way up. Long reach to the crown of the head and come down. And up. So again, there's loads of different variations of this. Keep going with that. You can be here with the hands in a little closer. That's a little harder. Your hips are going to lift up a little bit. But if you are good with that, then go here and come up. You can come up partial. You want to really stay true to where you are in your lower back. So again, right here is fine. And then maybe pop it here. And let's come back and take a little release through that low back. Relax your shoulders. Nice job. All right, we're going to go to that runner stretch on this side. So we're going to put our other foot, right foot, here. And you can start with that little rock here. We're going to go right into it. And we're going to place other hand down, other arm comes up. And I'm going to add a little mobility. Anytime I can sneak in a little mobility here, I will. Especially in the shoulders and the chest where we hold so much tightness during the day. Hold it up. And again, if you don't like your hand on the floor, you can prop it up on a yoga block. That works really well. And you can also take a little half wrap here. This knee is over the heel and that back leg is straight. I kind of forgot to cue you that. Beautiful. Bring it down. Lower the back knee. And we're going to come into our runner stretch or our hip flexor stretch. So you can kind of ease your way into it here. Spread your toes a little bit. And then maybe just hold here. Remember, you can take that back arm and just reach up and over. Again, if you like this position here with your hands down, you can do that too. This gives you a little bit of more of a relaxed feeling in your knee. You don't feel so much on that back knee. So go by how you feel. Giving you a little time to explore this. I am feeling it, so I'm going to come in and out of it. Especially if you did a lot of strength training or cardio, you might want to just bring that hand down. Find your balance too. And come on back for your hamstring stretch. So we're going to stay here to start. You may have to pick that heel up and put it forward a little bit. Just reposition anything that you need to. Bring the chest down. Relax, and you can flex that foot. Feeling that nice stretch in your hamstring. And then we're going to come up into that pyramid if you would like it. You're going to walk it in. Pretend your feet are on a railroad track. You might notice one hamstring's a little tighter. I'm going to ease my way into it. And then when I need to, come out of it. If you go into a stretch too quickly, you'll know it. You will definitely know it. You're going to feel it, that you can't hold it, and you really want to ease into it. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Let that breath take you a little further. And now bring both feet together and fold over both legs. You can have your hands on your thighs. Bend your knees and slowly roll it up. Last thing to come up is your head. You can separate the feet. Roll the shoulders back. Take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to roll it down. So I'm going to go to the back of my mat. And I want you to think about reaching up long again. Bring your chin to your chest and imagine peeling yourself away from a wall behind you. Let your shoulders hang heavy. You can bend the knees. And then we're going to roll it right back up. Now you can do a partial roll down where you just have your hands above the knees. That's fine too. Let's do a big arm circle at the top because we can. And again, chin to chest. Make sure you inhale and exhale here. Vertebrae by vertebrae. And then you go where you feel the most stretch, the most control. You might bring your hands down and then roll right back up slow. It's hard to go slow. I want to speedy up. And we usually do roll downs in my classes, my cardio classes at the beginning, where we would do this much quicker. So this is an opportunity to create space through the vertebrae. Inhale, exhale. Now we are going to bring those hands down. Now, again, you can bring it down to yoga blocks. You can hold onto your legs here. You can hold onto a chair. Now, my legs are fairly straight, but I'm not locking and flexing my quads. I'm just kind of lengthening through the hamstrings. I'm going to walk out to a plank. I know we're not going to be here for too long. Good. And just separate the feet to about hip distance and then lift the hips into down dog. Pedal those feet right away. If you need to make any adjustments with your feet or hands, please do so. So your feet are about hip distance apart and your hands are about shoulder distance apart. Usually your body will tell you when you're in the right spot. Good. Breathe. Hold it there. Notice your breath. This feels so good. Stretching the calves, relaxing the shoulders. See if you can go deeper. Be aware of your center and have that gentle contraction on the lower abdominals. And then from here, we're going to look at our hands. Come up on our toes and then bring our knees down. Very nice. Sit into child's pose one more time. Notice if it feels a little easier to have the legs closer together, or taking the knees out to the side is fine. Good. Walk the hands in. Very nice. We're going to come up into a seated position. We're going to be on our back for just a second, finish up. Now you can roll down here. Again, I love to add in a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of spine mobility, or you can just roll to your side and go onto your back. But while we're here, let's add a little bit of rotation. Why not? We're going to open up and close and rotate. And close. And now we're just going to roll it down one vertebrae at a time. So you can bend the knees here. You can hold on to the back of your legs. You can take a strap around your legs and go down that way. Last thing to come down is your head. Arms come down. Beautiful. Let's take a full body stretch here. Reaching the arms over your head. And then pointing the toes in the opposite direction, and feel as though somebody has your hands and somebody has your feet, and you're just pulling in opposition. Now your hips, you're going to have a space here in your low back. As long as your hips are down and your shoulders are down, that's fine. Good. And bring it back. Nice. Let's walk the feet in. Bring your knees into your chest. Point and flex the feet as you gently hug the knees in. You can rock side to side, giving that spine a little release. Beautiful. Good. Bring your hands, your palms to your knees and just make little circles here. Not too wide, just an awareness to your inner thigh. Keeping your spine gently pressing into the mat here. We don't want to go out so far that we're going to arch the back. And then go the other way. It's more of an oval than a circle. This feels nice, a little inner thigh stretch. Nice. Bring your feet down on your tiptoes. Bring your arms out to the side. gently bring your knees to the right and to the left. Nice. If you need a little more space, and this is not feeling good on your back, you should be able to keep the shoulders down here. You can have your feet wide and go side to side here. This is going to give you a little bit more stretch through the hip, and it's going to give you that same rotation, and it's going to be a little easier to keep the shoulders down. Conversely, if you want to make it harder, bring your legs up to tabletop where your knees are over your hips, and then just bring your knees to one side. I like a little space between the knees here. You can also put a little ball there. Now, you don't want to go so far that you're lifting up the opposing shoulder. Nice. And then just hold it to one side. Beautiful. Just hold it and just make sure you're keeping that shoulder down. And then come up and over to the other side. You can rainbow those legs over, one and then the other. And then you can take your head in the opposite direction. You can also go to more of a goalpost arm. Bring the knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. I always suggest hugging in from behind the knee, but you can always hug here. But if you have any knee issues, you don't want to add to it by pulling and creating pressure here. So you can just as easily pull in here. Nice. Now you can either rock or roll yourself up to a seated position, or you can roll to your side and use your hands to help you up. So let's lift our head, neck, and shoulders and roll it up. Good. Come center. Take your legs out in a V. I know I'm a little over that 20 minutes, but this is good stuff here. If it's uncomfortable to sit in this position, we're almost there. You can sit on a yoga block, a rolled up sweatshirt, a towel to give you a little more height. Knees and toes facing up. Bring one hand down, one arm up and over. Ooh, other side. Got a little feedback there from my microphone. And come back to center. Good. Hold those knees out to the side and give them a little love here. Give those muscles a little bit of a massage. And we're going to walk it down in front here. So you're just going to come to that point where you feel that you're not rolling the toes in. You can still maintain the knees and toes up. And you're just going to come down here. My hips are so tight, so I know I'm going to just ease my way into this. I'm going to give you a little more time here. I'm going to move back a little bit. Nice, a little better. And then you can walk those hands all the way out. I don't want to blow you guys out, so I'm going to try to stay over here so that I don't get my microphone too close to the speaker. Again, you want to go where your knees are facing up and your inner thighs are not collapsing in. So again, take your time with it. You might want to walk it up, open the chest, and then walk it back out again. So you want to think about your arms out, but also bringing the chest down. You can also hang out right here. Feel that nice stretch to the inner thighs. So there's many different ways to stretch the inner thigh and all the other muscles. So we already stretched the hamstrings. You could also do it with legs out. Walk it in. One more thing I forgot. We're going to roll to our side. We're going to stretch out the quad. It's an area that can get very tight. So we're going to bring our hands to our foot and bring this knee in line with the hip. This leg can be either out straight or bent. And you're going to just gently stretch the front of the leg, the quad. I knew I forgot something. You can be up on your elbow like this, creating that space between your ear and your shoulder, or you can bring it all the way down. You can also do this stretch standing, but it's really nice to do it on your side as well. Also getting a nice stretch for the front of the foot. Inhale and exhale. See if you can give a little bit more of a stretch. And release. Bring it up. We'll go to the other side. Again, you don't want to just grab the foot and pull. Let it kind of simmer for a second. Think about the muscle you're stretching. I fall victim to that too because I'm in a rush usually when I'm stretching. Notice if one side feels a little tighter. I'm going to just gently pull in. I'm going to release it a little bit. Inhale and exhale. See if it feels a little different all the way down. You want to make sure you're not too high up. So think about the stretch in phases. And release it. Come on up. Sit in any comfortable seated position for a nice big deep breath up. Take all that good energy, bring it into your heart center. I hope you enjoyed today's stretch session, and I hope you feel better and more relaxed. Remember, whenever you're stretching, think about the muscle you're stretching. Go to phase 1, kind of get into it, see how the muscle feels, see how the joint feels, and then use your breath to go a little deeper, connect a little more. Even if it is so internal, you're the only one who sees it and feels it. It doesn't always have to be visible. So I encourage you to do that with any stretching you're doing, even if it's, excuse me, your 5-minute stretch at the end of a class where we're rushing around. That's beneficial, but if you can get a stretch session in like this, that's awesome. At least 1 or 2 times a week. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day, and sorry for the noise. And make sure you drink some water, and I will see you next time.